What is going on, everyone? I am Bobo Mac, and today on Crisis in the Toyverse, I kick off 2018, kind of like how I began 2017 here on YouTube, by looking at a Harley Quinn figure. However, this time, I am looking at the MEZCO 112 Collective Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. And this figure, I don't know. To be honest with you guys, I like it. But then at the same time, I just kind of go, eh. So, this is going to be an interesting review, to say the least. And it's not taking anything away from MEZCO. Let me just say right off the bat, I think they've done a fantastic job. Let's just pull her off her base real quick. Let's talk about all the things that I really do enjoy about this thing. The first thing I want to focus on right now is, look at that head sculpt. And she's got some alternative heads. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I definitely love the head sculpt. I think the jacket looks really good too. I mean, no complaints on that. The shirt looks fantastic. I really appreciate the fact that MEZCO was the one to get it right with the nylons here on, or the fishnets, I should say, on the legs. That's another great thing. The shoes are sculpted great. I mean, there is a lot of awesome TLC that went into this thing. I'm very happy to be talking about that. But at the same time, I don't know if it's because I'm not as attached to the character, or if it's just like, well, I got this Harley Quinn figure, so I need to talk about it type of attitude with it. But nonetheless, let me stop the video real quick. I'm going to go ahead and take off the jacket, and we can cover articulation more. All right, we're back. So let's go over a little more with the details, because obviously I had the jacket on, so that kind of hindered it. I want to talk about the tattoos. So her first tattoo is right here, the Lucky You, and that looks pretty good. And then you have the other one further up. If I can do it on camera here. We got that one too. Those are done pretty well. As for the back, she's got the very cool tattoo I'm watching. And then as it goes for the nylons, the tattoos are done very well. Just to show you what I mean by that, let me bring in the other Harley Quinn that I have from Suicide Squad. This one, of course, by Mafex. As you can see, they went a different route than MEZCO, did. And they both look good for what they are. I think the fishnets really help things to stand out quite a bit. As you can see, the shirt's got a great load of detail and stitching. All that stuff's done very well. The belt is done very nice too, although I think it's just a tad too loose. And for all those toy enthusiasts out there who continue to talk about the SH figure arts, but on Harley Quinn, this one, as you can see, is covered up a little bit more. So I don't know if that's a deal breaker for some. It's not for me, because I really could care less. But I figured I'd point that out. And this is really interesting too, because this is the first time looking at the female buck that MEZCO has to offer. Oh, and before I forget, this is a point of annoyance for me. The bracelets here, they're done and sculpted very nice. But they pop out really easy. And as you can see, this side's missing it, because during this review just now, one side popped out. So these are things to note. This is what I'm talking about. But let's just go ahead and get into articulation while I have it. In terms of the head, it is on a ball peg. You get side to side, up and down. The hair actually has a point that spins. It's just put in there with a peg. In terms of the arm, it goes out that much. It can go down, and it really isn't inhibited by the shirt at all. Just got a single bend at the elbow, and it's on a hinge and swivel system there. And then she's got the ball peg at the wrist, which allows rotation in pretty much any direction you want it to go. Now, in terms of the upper body, she does have a diaphragm joint up at the top that allows her to go back that much, and allows her to go down that much. And then you have the lower diaphragm joint here for the belly. And that allows you to go in and out and side to side a little bit. Not really a lot. But the sad thing is you can't turn it. I mean, I want to turn it, but I'm afraid I might break it. Now, with the upper diaphragm joint, you still have that same problem. So it is a little weird. But in terms of the legs, she can almost, well, she can go all the way with the splits, which is nice. Bring that back in. She can kick high that much. She can go out backwards that much. She does have a thigh cut right there. It's not inhibited by the fishnets at all. She's got a hinge system in her leg. You can't really get it to go out, but it does bend down and up. And in terms of the foot, it goes up that much, goes back ever so slightly, and you get a little bit of rocking there. Not a lot. Overall, a decent amount of articulation. Like I said, this is the MEZCO first time dealing with the female buck that they have in their line. So it's interesting to say the least. Let's go ahead and talk about accessories and take it from there. All right, let's talk about the accessories. Of course, we got the MEZCO 112 collective base here, done in this black with the Suicide Squad logo. And then, of course, we got our posable figure stand here with points of articulation to get her into crazy poses. So that's always nice. We also have the MEZCO 112 bag to store all the stuff. And I really am a fan of this because it's the only way I can keep track of everything. And then, yes, we have her jacket here, which, like I said, is done very nice. It's got great detail on it. It feels really good. It is a little tricky to get on, and part of me gets scared every time I put it on that I'm going to break the arm off the figure, but it's still very nice to include. So let's go ahead and talk about the weapons. The first weapon we have is her gun. This gun has a great amount of detail on it, from the handle to the gold. And it just looks really, really nice. We also have the bat, which is done very nicely. It's got the good night on there with all the text and the designs. Very, very nice. And then we have the gun holster, which is done very nice. And it's relatively simple to put on the figure. And it holds the gun. Let's just do that real quick on camera. Holds the gun, no problem. All right, and let's start talking about the hands. So she comes packed with the 2 gripping hands, but she also has some additional hands here. We have a glove hand, we have a opened hand, and we have a trigger hand. Look at the detail on the fingernails. I mean, the glove looks great. I mean, just all in all, the amount of detail that MEZCO puts into each and every figure is pretty amazing, I have to say. So I'm always thrilled about that. Let's go ahead and move it along, and let's talk about the different head sculpts, because to me, that is the joy of this. So here we are with the first head scan. I gotta say, it looks really tremendous. I think they've captured that evil laugh look that she has. I mean, that's done very nicely. Let's move on to possibly my favorite sculpt here, and that is the bubblegum. The bubblegum look is very nice. It's always nice to see this. I know Mafex had one too, but I can't comment on that because, well, I don't have it. But this one is done very nice. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. And then if I pop off her head here, we have the traditional sculpt. All in all, 3 great head sculpts that work very well. Very satisfied with all that. Let's do the size comparison, guys, and call this video a day. Alright, gang. Here we are with the size comparison. On one end, we have the Mafex Harley Quinn. And on the other end, we have the Mafex Deadshot, which I think is possibly one of the best figures of 2017 that I own in my own collection. And in the middle, we got the MEZCO Harley Quinn. Let's just zoom in here and look at these two for a moment, because that should be the focus. If you as a consumer are looking at these two and like, which one do I want? The question really comes down to 2 things. How much of a MEZCO collection do you have, and do you prefer the cloth over the sculpted look? Looking at them side to side, I have to say I dig the MEZCO version just a wee bit more. And that's not to say that the Mafex version is bad by any stretch of the means. It's just I think the MEZCO one's just a little bit more fun. And I think these two just look really fantastic together. I think it's a great look. I had fun taking pictures with this thing. So the verdict is, if you get a chance, go pick it up while you can before it's completely out of stock and you're trying to chase it down and paying crazy prices. I know this thing's been out for a few weeks now, so do yourself a service and pick it up if it's what you're after. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate the support, the likes, the comments, the shares, the good things you write, the horrible things you write. Without it, I can't get any better. So, I'm going to leave you guys with this. Check out the links in the description below because I got a whole bunch of things going on with not only Extreme Dash sets, but I also got undercovercapes.com. They got some tremendous things going on over there. Also, make sure you head over to Big Bad Toy Store for all your pre-order and toy needs. Last but not least, throw yourself on Instagram and throw a follow at Toy Lover Crew. We would appreciate it. Guys, stay tuned at the end for the slideshow. Hope you enjoyed the review. And until next time, great googly moogly.